is.
All right. Good morning. We are in the last days of Sukkot, last day of Sukkot. Tomorrow, Shmini Atzeret, Friday, Simchat Torah. Of course, mixed this year because it is the Hebrew anniversary of October 7th. Figure out how to feel, what to do, how to walk in the world, as Adina said, in the crawl space between grief and gratitude. And we'll figure it out because what's the alternative? The alternative is not to go forward. And we have a really important election. We're in the countdown. We started at 100 days, and now we're in the countdown. A week, less than 2 weeks. Less than 2 weeks away.
Say hello to Diane.
Early voting has started in Missouri. And if you need help figuring out, it's a long ballot. Many places have where you can print out the ballot, so you go in really prepared. Otherwise, it takes a really long time. And especially the judges. We've learned how important the judges are. Everybody is important, and everybody's piece of this is important. So, we have to put the right people in the right places.
And we're accessing some of our best resources, which are sources, capital S. We've been using our man Luzzato.
Oh, what a wonderful teacher he is.
And we sent the Ramchal, we sent our friend Harriet to Venice to speak with him.
But of course he had to leave there. He had to leave there.
I know, but his name is on the school building, so I wanted a picture of that.
Yeah, but as much as he must have been hurt in his life and disappointed in his community, he ends up talking about loving kindness. And what does loving kindness require? It requires that we shall not inflict pain on any living being, even an animal. We have to be merciful and compassionate toward all creation, right?
Mm.
And also, he says, when you're in this reach toward saintliness, toward being a good person, it's not just what you do, it's how you do. It's not just what you do.
Yeah.
But it's how you do it.
In the Kabbalistic configuration of the Sphirot, the energies, the 10 energies are elementals, ALS, elementals. In the middle, the pathways are important. The pathways pass through Tiferet, through beauty. So your wisdom, your teachings, they should be beautiful. Not only true, but beautiful.
But
true.
Beautiful.
Keats, we're listening now. Come back, Keats.
Truth and beauty.
Truth, beauty. It's all you know, all you need to know.
Well, I think that's why poetry is so important. It kind of synthesizes and...
Well, I think as religionists, we're...
Good poetry.
Unfortunately, we're speaking a lot of prose, but it's time to return poetry, I think.
It is.
To the language
good poetry.
Of the spirit.
Good poetry. I mean, when we were at the little Jewish school this morning where our grandson attends, and they unrolled the whole Torah like we do at CRC, but they unrolled the whole Torah, and the places you could see immediately were the poems, the Shira, the Song of the Sea, and Ha'azinu, Moses' last song is a poem. It's a poem. There is poetry in the Torah, and that's what you see when you look at it.
I will speak.
Ha'azinu, and it's not lishma, right? It's not shma, listen. It's give your ear, give your whole self, right? And that's what poetry can do. It can paint a picture.
And that's what Luzzato taught. The first step is be attentive.
Watchfulness.
Really be attentive.
Watchfulness, and then zeal, and
Catch
then cleanliness. Mm-hmm.
Being clean. Separate yourself from the contaminants. The contaminants around.
Yeah.
I've been writing pieces that have combined wisdom from different traditions. And
okay, so let's now hear a poem.
I didn't. I have two. I think I'll share this morning, and I don't know, these different voices come from different traditions. One is from the Hindu tradition in two voices. One of the voices is from our man that we quote a lot is the Svasemes, Svatemet. The Svasemes, and I quote him all the time. His teachings were so profound. And the other is from the Hindu tradition. I'm going to annotate this a little bit. Roots Above, it's called. In our sacred traditions, in our deep traditions, in our quiet traditions, there's a correspondence between upper worlds, what we call, and lower worlds, between the worlds of the spirit and the worlds of the flesh, or the worlds of the aspiration for more and the worlds of reality. When our reality as is experienced in its basic form, how you walk in the world, as the psalmist says. When the upper root and the lower root find each other, meaning the aspiration and the way things are, when they find each other, they meet at the inner point of truth, the inner point of the truth. This is a Nakuda by the Svasemes, or by Ralph Waldo Emerson, Ralph Waldo. Inwardliness, he called it. He created a word for it, inwardliness. Then from the Hindu tradition, once immortal, he lives among humans. He remembers his divine powers. Sasemis, the inner point of truth will open onto everything, and it will be a secret, generous wisdom. I saw him carrying a mountain. The inner point of truth is like a chute into everything. Within and around, a seamless version of the whole, and every individual will feel like a version of God. This from the Svasemas. This from the Hindu tradition. Hanuman, the monkey god, opened up his chest to show on every tissue in his body is written Ram, God. I've been mixing these voices lately in my pieces. Here's a piece from my book that came from Prince, not a prince, Prince. Prince Discourses on Beginnings. We're into beginnings this week. We end our book, we begin our book. Also, we're looking for openings always in our teachings, especially these days when we feel the tension of the time. We're looking for openings. It may not be prophecy, but it may be an opening of the eyes. We looked all over for that place. That's when Prince said, it's a woman, not a place. Don't leave the house empty. He meant don't leave anything empty. It's Shekhinah, Prince said. He was wearing studded boots up to his frontispiece. Every opening a gate, said Prince. We're looking for openings. Every opening is a gate.
We're looking for openings, but if you put it together with the teaching from this morning, it's openings, but it's not spoon-fed. You have to go through. There are openings there, but it takes work. It takes some work to go through. It takes some work to be a good person.
I'll end with a formal clue.
Okay.
These are clues in content.
Mm-hmm.
Let's give a clue in form.
Okay.
In form, the year is 5785. Pei Hei. Pei Hei is mouth, communication. The Hei, what's significant about the Hei? It opens. It has an opening on the top. What separates Hei from Chet? That opening on the top. The opening is small, but it opens up. When you open, do you open up? That's the teaching in form. Crossword puzzle doers will recognize these clues. A teaching in content, a teaching in form.
In form.
Say goodbye to Diane.
I hope you have a good day.
Rivki. Chag Sameach,
Chag
Rivki.
Sameach, Rivki. We're thinking about all the people in Israel who are
Rivki
again
checking in from Ramat Gan.
approaching this very difficult time of wondering, is it October 7th? Is it Simchat Torah? And again, as our daughter Adina said, as she approached her it's the Triniversary is also this week, and the anniversary of her heart transplant will be 18 years on Sunday. And what she wrote, trying to honor her donor, standing in a cemetery, trying to do the right thing in content and in form, she wrote the words, "We live in the crawl space between grief and gratitude." And maybe she said that's what memory is, filling that space. The end.
That's a good teaching, kid. Okay, everybody.
Have a good day on
Thanks
this
for being
countdown.
here.
And go out and vote. Go out and vote when you can.
You can vote now.
Mm-hmm.